The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
A multifaceted personality making waves in Indian politics. A practicing lawyer, accomplished author, and now a first-time member of Kerala's Legislative Assembly who brings a distinctive perspective to the table. Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan. His unique style of presenting well-studied subjects and spearheading related debates in the parliament that grab headlines has made him an outstanding young face of the Indian National Congress. He represents the Muvatupura constituency of the South Indian state of Kerala. A politician who underscores his commitment to the public, Dr. Kuzhalnadan aims to popularize his motto, "Work to earn, politics for service," which he believes should be the new norm in politics. A seasoned legal professional with extensive experience in both the bar and the courts and tribunals throughout the country, Dr. Kuzhalnadan over the years has handled a diverse range of cases. He is currently a partner at the KMNP Law, a highly respected full-service law firm with offices in India and abroad, and he specializes in international trade law, environmental law, mining law, intellectual property law, and corporate affairs. He comes from a Congress family and was active in Kerala Students' Union, the student arm of the Congress. He earned his doctorate in regional trade agreements from the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, following his graduation from the Kerala Law Academy in Thiruvananthapuram. His talent as a writer is evident in his extensive portfolio, which features numerous contributions to leading newspapers. Dr. Kuzhalnadan believes in observing, learning, and adopting, which has helped him shape his successful political career. The dear disciple of Vailar Ravi, former Indian Minister of Overseas Affairs, he has drawn inspiration from some of the doyens in Indian politics. He greatly admires former Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, is a fan of former Indian President Pranab Mukherjee, and is a staunch supporter of the dynamic Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Apart from politics, he is an avid reader and a lover of music. He is happily married to Elsa, a magistrate, and together they reside with their son Arden in his home constituency in Kerala. Joining us tonight on Success Statements from BMC Global Life, a show which features people who make a difference, is a promising young face of the Indian National Congress, Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan. Work to earn, politics for service. A practicing lawyer politician who underlines the need to be connected with his voters in every sense through service. Advocate Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan, member of Kerala Legislative Assembly, joining us on Success Statements from BMC Global Life this evening. Good evening, Dr. Mathew. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you with us this evening. Let me jump into my first question. Very first question. A very impressive slogan that you're trying to promote. Work to earn, politics for service. Let's begin on that, because Nammada Naatle politics has become a profession, right? Especially at a time when we relate politicians relating to their role as a livelihood. This samayatana, I believe you're a lawyer by profession, you're practicing, and you're a taxpayer as well. Why do you think this is relevant in today's scenario?
In fact, there is a background to this. While I was in my student politics, see, usually there was a reluctance from a section of the students to join politics. When I asked them, they said no, they think it as a dirty job, or I mean politicians are corrupt people and all. Then I further pondered why you are thinking so and all. Then they said, I mean, if you look at any politician, they are having a very lavish life, but we don't see any one of them working or earning this way. So from that time onwards, I had this thing in mind. So after the student life, when I joined Youth Congress, and it is first time in the state camp of Youth Congress which conducted in Adur, wherein which I coined, or rather I suggested this slogan for Youth Congress. The coming generation should adopt an attitude and approach to join politics as work to earn and politics for service, because that will categorically, that's a pronouncing statement wherein which we say that I don't take a single penny from politics. I have my own earnings. That will bring self-esteem to you, that will bring more self-confidence, and people will also respect you. And by and large, I mean, there is a large feeling among the society that the politicians are generally corrupt, and that's an accepted norms. So that I wanted to challenge that. So for that I thought, I mean, at least in the coming days or the coming generation, and the quality people are abstaining from politics. Those who are very capable, very efficient, very well educated, those who are being in leadership capacities in different sectors. See, we want people like them to be active in politics, then only a quality change will happen. So for that also, I mean, and I was heading the professional congress for a couple of years in Kerala. So I tried to woo them as well, and a good number of professionals also came in. They felt it very interesting, and that's how I coined the slogan and tried to push it.
Very good. Let's hope that people really understand the essence and the need for it. From that, let me go to my next question, connecting with it. Kerala is known for its literacy rates, isn't it? There are 20 MPs who represent in the center. We've seen only just a couple of them being very vocal about very many reasons that we know. You having a good education, and you just spoke about how the need for such educated people to come into politics. How do you look at that, the need for Kerala to push out more such wealth into the center so that the state can be represented more vocally? What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, of course, that's true. That if we have more effective people who can articulate our needs in the parliament in much vocal way, but I have my own doubts whether is there anybody to hear the same, but still that's a part of this exercise, to articulate our needs in the parliament. That's the most effective forum. But see, we cannot set some threshold or some norms or certain standards of education for being qualified as an MP or serving as a parliamentarian, because people had different kind of strengths. See, a much popular leader, even if he is not able to speak very eloquent, very proficient in English, but naturally people will listen to him. Even if he speak in Malayalam, people will try to understand because of his political gravity. Because of his political gravity, he will catch attention. So that's how it works. But definitely, but now the time has changed. See, the politics, the discourse and the debate and the larger influence of this discussions has changed a lot because of the new the social media era, where where this public opinion is being gathered. Ministers, governments have been moved by the larger public opinion. So now the parliamentary debates, or the floor where we debate issues, is not within the limit to the walls of the parliament. It is going out and having creating ripples outside. So that way, if somebody can make use of the floor very well, that will definitely make sense. So we can look for more good people coming into it.
Every question or everything that you say or do within the house is public the next moment, and that can fame you, defame you, isn't it? And you've been very vocal in the house, and your questions are sharp to the point. Very recently we have testaments to what you did. How do you think, or what is your opinion about a politician needing to do his homework before putting out his questions out there? Because, very sorry to say, there are many people who just like blurts things in the house, which as a taxpayer and as a voter, I sometimes feel sad about it. So how do you think people should, what is your tip to younger generation? You yourself is young, but then younger generation politicians on the need to do homework before they come in?
That's a very good question, in fact, because homework is something very important for a politician, because we are speaking on a forum where in which it's not only if you legislatures over there listen to you, but the entire state may listen to you. And if you put something wrong or factually wrong or direction wise wrong, that will have a huge ramification impact, or that will reflect very badly on you. More than that, what I feel, when you are speaking after your homework, you will speak with much courage, and you will speak with much confidence, and you will be able to defend yourself, because it's always a debate. You can expect people countering you, or trying to cut your point, or coming up with a counter argument, or trying to twist what you said. So everything can happen. But if you were strong and you have strong conviction on what point you are raising, that will give you immense courage. So that is what required to defend our arguments, So that way, homework is inevitable for any politician to be successful, or to be good at his work in the legislature or parliament.
Well, around the world, people would be interested to hear from you on your opinion about the face of Congress in Kerala. If Congress is to put across a chief minister face or a leader for a face, who would that be?
Yeah, see, in fact, Congress for a long period, we had been following a pattern of how that exercise has been carried out. So usually Congress doesn't go with a single face announcing as a chief ministerial candidate. Usually but by and large, people will know who would be the probable one who will be heading if we are forming the government. So that's a very organic exercise, whereby natural leadership emerges, and the party rally behind him or her, and we move the campaign like that, and people will accept that, because there is many things to happen more. I mean, now that we are 3 years down the line, going to have, we never know what's going to evolve and how it is going to play. So, and in advance predicting or announcing somebody, that also may not make sense. That's also there. So that's why High Command is following such a pattern wherein which it will naturally evolve, and by the time it will, and I am very confident to say that we have many good people capable of emerging as such a face for a chief ministerial candidate. That's one way that's asset for us. At the same time, that's a challenge as well. I hope you understand what I'm trying to put up.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, and with me tonight is Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan, who needs no introduction. Dr. Mathew, expat voting rights. It's a very often discussed topic which often gains momentum when people like you visit, How do you think that is relevant, and how dire do you think that it should be pushed through?
Yeah, I think nobody will disagree on the point that expat voting rights should be there. But I also had been part of many discussions like this. I myself has initiated at different forums in which I could push it, because when we look at India, expats is a very, very, very integral part of our society, and they have huge influence on the political, social, other aspects of the nation. And more than that, what I think, they are very political as well. Expats are very political. They are very concerned. They intelligently look at the political developments in the country, in the state, and they form their own opinion, and they are very vocal about what happened back in their country. So that way, expats voting rights absolutely makes sense. But what I think, it's only about the modality. Now that apprehensions, doubts and discussions are happening, how to work it out. That is one concern wherein which how outside the country whether voting can happen, and legal issues as well. Being a lawyer and looking at constitutionally, whether, and also the security purpose and the cost involved, all these things are the one which has been slightly delaying the whole thing. But ultimately, this is something should happen.
Yeah, you very rightly mentioned that the vibrance of political discussions and political scenes far from home, isn't it? How do you think that adds value to people like you back home?
Yeah, see, that's very, very clear. Any politician if, in GCC can make the difference, because see, though we are every day dealing with issues over there, and here when we comes, here the expats or our colleagues or our friends, they had been very thorough about each and every incident, small, big, whatever it is, happens in Kerala, and they have their own view, and they are very critical and on certain issues wherein which we ourselves will introspect. So that way, it's a very, very, very vibrant political thinking which happens here. Maybe because they may have time, and they have great concern.
No, we don't have time. We manage our time.
In the sense, for their nation or for the state,
the interest.
They have, their interest. So that way they are following more political stuff. That's what I want to say. So that way they are, and I have noticed generally, I mean, what we think or what we say, don't take it as an offensive statement. Ladies keep away from all these political discussions, you know, generally. But here, if you speak to any girl, any lady, she also have equally their opinions on political happenings, and they often express it as well. That's very interesting. That's why I said I mean politically more vibrant.
Right.
Here it is.
Okay, this question comes to you as a leader with a difference or a politician with a difference. I think you believe in politics as service. And this part of the world, the expatriate world, behind or beyond the people that you see, like those are interested in politics, they're doing it out of interest, there is a good lot of people who are here for literally for earning. The working class community, they have a lot of issues. And when people like you visit, for that matter, right, even a minister down to an MLA or even the local leaders, they come, these kind of people look up to you with a lot of expectations for resolving their issues, or, you know, they might have a lot of issues in this part of the world. How do you think people like you can support or cater to such requirements? Because I've seen people coming up with letters, you see the posters, because social media is doing magic. And everybody knows Dr. Mathew is here. So can this be pushed through to you? Do you think it is practically possible for you to intervene into such nitty-gritty issues?
Yeah, I would love to do that. And I think, I mean, to be honest with you, till today, or I mean till this time, we haven't effectively, as not only me, generally as a government, as a party, as a political leaders, we have not generally intervened or involved in the genuine issues of, I mean, expertise here in this part of the world, okay, or in different parts of the world. So now India has also been grown big. So we have that space, that we have that, I don't say command, but still, I mean, we are in a position to intervene with issues of expertise in other parts of the world. So that way, the government, the system need to more responsibly respond to such calls. That's what I feel. See, yesterday I visited the Norca center here. I had a small discussion with the concerned people. They shared many their concerns, views and all. And luckily, I was also part of the committee on Norca back in the state. So I promised them that I am going to take these issues in the appropriate forum, wherein which I can push it to the level best I can. So that way, I mean, we all would like to intervene or involve with issues of the expertise here as well, other parts of the world. So I think there is more work to be done in that area.
Well, definitely that is reassuring, because it's all work in progress, isn't it? Let me take you back to your JNU days. Share us with something with us which comes back to your memory when I asked you this question.
Yeah, JNU, after getting elected as a legislature, in many occasions I happened to be interviewed, or I mean...
Did you visit the campus anytime after that?
Yeah, of
How was
course.
the feeling?
See, JNU is always, I mean, we cannot, I mean, it's always a part of our thinking, because I mean, JNU, we are, that campus we cannot, I mean, forget in our life.
Campus has a magic.
Yeah. I had been through, I mean, I had been in law college, I had been in JNU, I had been in my own hometown college, but JNU was totally different, because the JNU imbibes a different kind of, I mean, learning process, education that will influence us in a different manner. And I would honestly tell you, and many people do appreciate me saying that you try to put things in the right perspective, or you do after homework. And when often I think back whether I am that good in my homework and all, so this is a training which has been imparted by JNU on me, because JNU will give you complete freedom. Nobody will ask you whether you are attending the classes, whether you are doing your homework, whether you are learning at your quarters. hostel, whether you are attending the library, nobody will ask you. But on your topic, when you sit for presentation, there will be a professors as well as students to listen to that, and anybody can ask you any question. If you fail to answer it, it's gone. So you can take in whatever way you can learn, you can study, but you should be able to defend what you say. That's a training. That is only test there in JNU. The moment they feel like that we are done with the subject, I mean we have mastered it, then they will allow us to move on. That's how it works. So it was, I mean really, I mean the training and the influence and impact JNU has made on me has helped me very much in my life, no doubt about it, in my profession as a lawyer, as well as now I am serving as a legislator. The impact of JNU, or I mean training that JNU has given, doing wonders for me. That's what I would say.
That is a prestigious alumnus of the Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, speaking to us this evening on Success Statements, Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan. Let's take a short break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back once again to Success Statements, and this evening with me is Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan.MLA. Dr. Mathew, you just mentioned about JNU. What about the rest of your education? Where did you do it?
Yeah,
Before that?
My schooling was in Mathew and Kuzhalnadan, were in my local schools. I mean, I did my pre-degree we had at that time, at that point of time, pre-degree from MA College, Kuzhalnadan. Thereafter, I joined my graduation for law in Trivandrum Government Law College. Yeah, so that was as a title of politics as well, as you know, and very much completely, fully active 5 years into politics, and not much into law, but more into politics. But I learned law as well.
Was law your choice?
Yeah, of
okay.
course. I was.
You wanted to be a lawyer?
Yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer. So then from there to JNU for long 8 years, because I'm in 2 years MPhil, 5 years PhD, and my wife was also from there, so she took 1 more year to complete.
And your wife is a judge apparently, right?
Yeah. Now she's serving as a judge. She
so
also,
both of you in the same field?
Yeah. We both had done our PhD from JNU, and both of us are trade lawyers. But when I decided to come back, she was working in Delhi. She got into a PSU in a prestigious post, but later we decided to come back to state. Then she gave this judicial service, then got into it. Now she is serving as a judge, and I practiced as a lawyer in Supreme Court as well as in different high courts.
At when or at what age did you think of politics, or did you think of that you would make a good politician, or you wanted to be a politician? What was that? What was that life moment?
More than 2 decades back. When I was, after my schooling, when I joined for my pre-degree in college, right from the first day,
you knew it.
I was active into politics. But I had a inclination towards all this activities and all this slogan shouting and all these campaigns and all. So it was there. But I got into got it seriously.
Mainstream politics.
Yeah, when I joined for law in law college. Because there it was like, I mean, it was very challenging as well as.
Definitely, the law college ground is such.
Yeah. And luckily I was, joined the Trivandrum Law College, where it's a capital. So I used to I used to interact with senior politicians as well. That was also one influence, to be honest with you. I mean, and I loved the leader Vailaravi.
Yeah,
and,
I was about to ask you. I know there are many leaders who must have definitely inspired and influenced you, but who stands out?
Yeah, of course, if I would say somebody is my mentor, then it's of course Vailaravi. He's just like a fatherly figure to me, and everybody knows that as well. in my early ages, he was the one who picked me up, encouraged me, and he gave me direction in student politics as well. And thereafter, I mean, when he not retired as an active politician, then when he moved to a different this thing, then thereafter I was in good relation with most of the Kerala leaders, and I admire very much Dr. Manmohan Singh, how he turned around the Indian economy and all. That's one who, but apart from all that, one whom I looked at with great admiration was Pranab Mukherjee, the way in which he works. When I look very close to him, the kind of delivery as a politician, the volume of work he finishes, or the capability and the intellectual level of Pranab Mukherjee is something. I don't know whether it was been very much discussed or not, but he is a real political genius, whom I had seen.
So you seem to have gathered from through close observation. So where do you see yourself 5 years down the lane? As a politician, as a political leader? What is your goal? Do you have a personal goal, or where do you see yourself?
No, I would love to, I mean, give my full into politics, so that what I will try, what is in my mind is that now by and large, I mean, there is a deep disappointment with the whole political activity in the state, or in the sense the kind of leadership or the kind of attitude and approach presented by the present leader, in the sense, I mean, administrators, leaders, ministers, whatever it is. Okay, so whether we can make a change to this, whereby we can come up with a new identity or approach in politics, whereby that it will inspire the neutral voters, or I mean those who are distanced from politics. That is what I am looking at, to bring a new leadership phase or leadership approach. That's what
brings you to Bahrain? I think you are here to be part of
I was invited for an iftar by organized by OICC. So though I had a very tight schedule back home, they are very their loving invitation, I could not say no. So that's why I am here for a day.
All right. And what would be your message to these people who very lovingly or affectionately brought you in, as well as expatriates like us in Bahrain?
Yeah, I have. I had talked about this earlier as well. I would love to see people over here involving more in the state in a very creative manner, rather than, see, of course, I mean, out of concern, they used to criticize the way in which the affairs of the state has been conducted. So that criticism always there, but along with that, a creative intervention, or I mean involvement, would make much more sense, because small things over here, we can see how clean and tidy it's been maintained by the local people. So even, I mean, see, many of our OICC leaders, or I mean many of our colleagues over here, they are well connected, they are capable of influencing. Forget about, I mean, the chief minister, the cabinet and all. They are capable of influencing a municipal chairman, municipality, like that. Then definitely they can advise them what they are seeing here, what they have learned here, and they know both sides. Those who are here had seen both sides equally. What are the hiccups, or what are the handicaps in our state, and how it is working here. They don't know. They know. So knowing the other side and seeing this side, they can advise them, this is this kind of changes you can make, you can bring, this will work this way, this will be a better thing. So I would love to see our expatriates, or I mean people over here, creatively involving in the state, not political activity, but administrative
for the betterment of the state overall.
Of the state, and that way. So that's what I look forward to, and I always love to discuss with them. I learn things whenever I'm here, and their insights, wisdoms, and their experience, their hard work, everything has much more to learn from them. So
you mentioned about your wife. What about the rest of the family? Do you mind telling us about your
Yeah, see, I have a kid. He's just 4 years old.
Okay.
He's doing KG classes, and my wife.
What is his or her name?
He's Arden Abraham Mathew.
Arden. Okay. And your wife's name, please?
Elsa Catherine George.
Where are you settled back home?
We are basically from Mottram, my constituency only. But now she's working in Todupuzha, so it's quite nearby, quite adjacent, just 2 kilometers outside my constituency. Okay. That's where she stays. So now we are lucky to be together.
Okay.
But we never know when she's going to get transferred. So that also we need.
I know you run a very busy schedule, but what are your hobbies and any time pass? What is the best thing that you like to do when you're not busy?
See, of course, I mean, reading is a part of our routine, so that's there. But the one thing which I would love to do is, I mean, traveling with music.
Okay.
That's where, I mean, if our friends are also there, then that's fine.
What kind of music?
Music, I mean, I am
Any?
across, yeah. Okay. I mean, I used to listen to Malayalam, Tamil, Hindi, also English. So I cannot say like this. But generally, I'm not a that kind of person who can analyze on all this. But I love to enjoy music. That's it. And music. And also the one thing which I missed in my life so far is I was a great admirer of this dancers. So that also I love very much.
Okay, right. So that was a beautiful talk, Dr. Mathew. Thank you very much for taking your time.
Enjoyed.
Can I have your wrapping comments, please?
Yeah, it was a very great experience to discuss few points with you. And of course, I understand Bahrain as a country. I mean, very peaceful, loving people are here. And coming days, I mean, there will be more creative interaction, involvement, both the countries and societies, so that way things will come better. And I hope, I mean, you all will be able to positively influence the politics in our country and in our state.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A political leader who believes in responsibly responding to social commitments. The young phase of Congress. Dr. Mathew Kuzhalnadan. He was with us this night on Success Statements from BMC Global Live. Until we meet with yet another guest next week, this is Rajiv Unikrishnan signing off. Good night.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping